Hello guys, and nice to see you all again. Welcome to my first State of the Collection video. They say a watch collection is never truly finished, and me, not even being close to that one and done guy, after back and forward, buying and selling, today we're looking at 21 pieces. First of all, this is the Tudor Black Bay GMT, also called Pepsi. I've decided to open video with this watch as it is the first more expensive piece in my humble collection. Tudor Black Bay GMT is a 41mm case size with a matte red and blue Pepsi bezel that really screams around that dial. It runs on Tudor's MT5652 COSC movement with 70 hours of power reserve. You can never get tired of the sound of the rotating bezel, and this one turns in both directions. And actually, this is one of my favorite watches. It's a bit chunky, but it suits my wrist perfectly. The next watch from the box is Seiko Alpinist. I always liked this watch and kinda never managed to get one. Until recently, the opportunity presented itself and here it is. The Alpinist is a bit of an oddball, with two crowns, that internal rotating bezel, cyclops on date window and the green and gold colorway. It has that everlasting vintage vibe. Case size is 39.5mm and the workhorse 6R35 Seiko automatic movement with 70 hours of power reserve. It's one of those dial harmonious watches that proves you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a piece with a massive personality. Also, I've changed the standard leather strap from the box with this mesh bracelet, and it really works for me. I find myself wearing this watch in circulation for longer period than others. For the next one, we have Cartier Calibre de Cartier, and this is Cartier's take on a sports watch, completely different from the usual Cartier watches. And I'd say they nailed it. It has Cartier elegance with the Roman numerals, but the sub-seconds and the large case of 42mm give it a rugged edge that works. Inside, Cartier manufactured mechanical caliber 1904 PSMC. This is an in-house movement, introduced in 2010 with 48 hours of power reserve. Movement is beautifully finished and they call it Côte de Genève on the bridges and oscillating weight. I've got mine on the dark grey leather strap, and the strap is secured with double folding deployant buckle. It is so discreetly built and there is no pin or screws, so instead they solved it by the way the strap is placed. Now, this is a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer, and the blue on this dial is really good, including ceramic bezel. At 43mm case, it has a serious presence on the wrist, weight and size also. It is built like a tank, and I love the horizontal deck lines on the dial, and you can't miss that applied hour markers because they really stand out. Cyclops is maybe too much, but hell, you can never get tired of it. Inside is a reliable caliber 5 automatic movement with 38 hours of power reserve. It has this nice sturdy metal bracelet with twin button release buckle. It gives off sporty nautical vibe that makes it perfect every occasion watch. I've got this one as a gift from my brother, and the hype is real for a reason. That integrated bracelet really catches the light, and the waffle dial just adds class to it. It has that familiar look of more luxurious brands, but for a fragment of a price. Case size is comfortable 40mm, and inside we have the Tissot Powermatic 80 movement. It is a movement based on ETA 2824. It has the power reserve of 80 hours and see-through case back, so you can enjoy that beautiful movement. It has a quick release system that allows you to easily and quickly swap the steel bracelet and twin button butterfly clasp. It is the best value for money integrated sports watch on the market. Period. Here, of course, as every watch nerd, I have a Casio G-Shock DW5600. This is the beater of all beaters, considering case material and overall design, and it suits every wrist. I like it more than other Gs because of its size. It fits under the shirt or a jacket just fine. You'll get all information you need at a glance. It's lightweight, durable, accurate, and has long battery autonomy. It's cheap, so I don't mind bumping it now and then against something pointy. It's a go-to watch when you have hard labor and you don't want to mess up your other watches. Now, I've had this one for a long time, and if I had to sell everything and keep one, this one might be it. The Omega Seamaster Aquaterra 150. It's a universal watch for every occasion and wardrobe. Case is 41mm wide and it hits that perfect size. Inside, it's 8900 Omega coaxial movement with 60 hours of power reserve and a time zone function, meaning you can jump hours just like every other GMT watch. This watch has see-through case back and you can enjoy that wonderful movement. It has very nice dual polished bracelet and the teak dial is inspired by luxury sailboats and gives it enough texture to be interesting but still robust for formal events. This one is Glycine Combat Sub and it's really thin diver watch, like a little bit over 10mm wide. Even at 42mm, it sits so flat on the wrist that it slides right under a shirt cuff. It's rugged, reliable and honestly one of the most comfortable divers I own for a daily wear. It kinda has that Rolex Submariner vibe. It runs on Glycine caliber GL224, which is basically a Sellita SW200-1 with 38 hours of power reserve. I find myself wearing this one more like a daily beater watch, and that means more wrist time than the others, oddly. Now, there's really interesting story behind this watch. When I was purchasing it a few years back, intention was to buy Longines Zulu time also in blue, but at the store, Mr. Salesman, when winding the watch and setting the date on that GMT, the crown fell off. And I did not want to go home empty-handed, so I've got this one instead. And I did not make a mistake, because Longines is absolutely killing it lately. The Spirit feels like a high-end pilot's watch with a modern refinement, makes this feel much more expensive than it actually is. Case diameter is 42mm, movement inside is Longines L888-4 and the base caliber is ETA A31 L11 with power reserve of 72 hours. It is a timeless piece with incredible lume and still have no desire to sell this watch, so it's a good thing. The Grand Seiko. Before this one I had a quartz GMT Grand Seiko, but can't compare with this. This is quite a piece and the Spring Drive is the best of both worlds. Mechanical soul, but with the quartz-like precision. Movement inside is 9R65 that makes the second hand really glide smoothly. And on the dial, you have this really handy power reserve indicator. Spring Drive movement is so beautifully finished as you can see and is packed in 40mm case size. And that famous Zaratsu polish, it catches the light unlike anything you see in the box. It's my go-to watch when I want to feel a bit more elegant but not so flashy. The next one is Breitling Super Ocean, and this is my tough luxury piece. It's got that classic sporty Super Ocean looks, but it's built like a tank. They made a rubber bezel insert on this one, and I don't know if you can see it, but the newer versions don't have it, and to be honest, I'm really not a fan. Knurling on it is very good and grippy, and it has 42mm case size, excellent lume and visibility. Inside it's Breitling 17 caliber, an automatic based on the ETA 2824-2 with a 500 meters of the water resistance. This is my favorite summer watch because of the comfortable rubber strap and versatility. Interestingly, this watch narrowly escaped being stolen from my car. And yes, someone really broke into it and took some things from the glove box compartment, but missed this baby. I was lucky that day and loved this watch from then even more. So there you have it, it's all about the memories. Well, this blue dial turtle is the quintessential Seiko diver. It's the watch that reminds me why I started collecting. It's functional, historically significant, and also significant to me. I wore this watch when my son was born and I have a lot of wonderful memories that tie me to it. Case diameter is 45mm, but it wears so much smaller than that, thanks to that cushion type case. I bought this Jubilee bracelet and it looks fantastic on this watch, and inside it's Seiko caliber 4R36, a workhorse movement, and the illumination on this watch is so good, even after all this time it shines so bright. I like it because Ed Harris wears it in the movie Abyss and I love that movie, so it is a nice memorable piece. The next one is this Italian monster, Panerai Luminor Marina. It's big, it's heavy, it's the ultimate statement watch. That crown guard is iconic, of course. It's bold and it has that unmistakable Italian DNA. Even though it's 44mm, it wears like a dream on my big wrist. Inside, it's Panerai caliber OP3 movement and the base is at a 7750. It has sausage dial with small seconds at 9 o'clock, Cyclops date window on 3, and again, it's recognizable at first sight. It was introduced in 2002 and it is a really iconic piece. It has quite a personality and if it's good for Sly, it's good for me too. Everybody was buying these, so I bought one too, at first just for laughs. This is a Moonswatch Earth. It's nice experience on the wrist, especially if you don't have the real one. It's a piece of the Speedmaster legacy, a weird one. There are several views about this collaboration. One group absolutely loves it, the other absolutely hates it, and then we have the ones that hates it but still wants to have one, and of course those who are indifferent about it but just enjoy the hype and the low price. This plastic ceramic or whatever they call it is a lot of fun and I did not want to miss on the hype and I guess I had to buy one as well. So let's just move on. The next one is the Tudor Ranger, and this watch is versatile tool watch. And yes, it is a poor man's Explorer before you ask. The Ranger line specifically was introduced in 1960s as a purpose-built tool watch. This one was released in 2022 and it's a continuation of all the Ranger model from 2014, with the slight changes of course. At 39mm case size, it hits that sweet spot for the most wrists. Inside, we have the Tudor caliber MT5402, an automatic movement with 70 hours of power reserve. This one came out on the hybrid leather strap, but I like it more on this 20mm Super O'Boyer metal bracelet, and I guess I'm more of a bracelet type guy. Some say it is a mimic and lack of style, but I like it for what it is, a purposeful tool watch that grows on you over time. This is Qualet, and the company has such a cool history as a case maker for other big brands before they started to make watches themselves, such as Blancpain, Heuer, Doxa, and the Sub 39 is a real nod to that heritage. It's slim vintage inspired and has that skin diver vibe that fits perfectly. It has 39mm case size, but the bezel is a bit wider at 41mm. This blue sunburst finish is just amazing, and inside it's a Lita movement SW200-1 with 300 meters of water resistance. Two-tone polished bracelet with a folding clasp and of course diver's extension, true to the diver's heritage. A really cool watch. Now, we had to talk about this $20 legend. In a box filled with Swiss movements and Japanese spring drives, the F91W still gets wrist time. It's a reminder that at the end of the day, watch collecting is about the joy of the hobby. It has been worn by everyone from school kids to tech billionaires, singers, presidents and movie stars. It is the most honest watch ever made. The next one in line is Hamilton Khaki Field Murph. This is a cinematic prop that turned into a genuine horological icon. This watch is originally designed for the 2014 movie Interstellar, and it eventually went into the production due to overwhelming fan demand. Murph is a field watch at heart, but the cathedral hands and the slightly faux patina numerals give it a soulful vintage warmth. Then there's the Eureka detail. If you look closely at the seconds hands, there's a tiny lacquered Morse code print that spells out Eureka, a nod to the pivotal scene in the movie. Case diameter is 42mm, movement inside is H10 automatic with 80-hour power reserve. If there's a downside is the lack of anti-reflective coating on the crystal, and it can make a bit of a mirror in direct sunlight, a common thing among khaki watches. I bought this one in full pack and with additional metal bracelet. This one dates back from the 90s and I have it like forever. It's one of my first mechanical watches and I wore it everywhere without remorse and did not take care of it. And it still works perfectly for its years. S-Wave has this funky retro-futuristic integrated look that you just don't see anymore. It's a great example of Seiko's experimental side. case measures approximately 38 mm and movement inside is Seiko's reliable 7S26, released in 1996. Durability is another huge plus for Seiko. This watch has seen years and years of wear and it's still ticking strong. It might not be most expensive or flashiest watch in my collection, but it carries a lot of memories. And as every watch nerd, here is one more G-Shock. If there's ever a nuclear apocalypse, only two things will survive: cockroaches and this G-Shock right here. I bought it in Pisa, Italy like 15 years ago, and when I'm working in the yard or doing something where a mechanical watch would cry, this is what I have on my wrist. It's big, it's bold, and it's virtually indestructible. Still working, and I changed the batteries like 4 or 5 times by now. And as we come to an end, I had to include this one, and this one is a bit special. Couple of years before I bought Panerai, I watched the guy on YouTube called the Naked Watchmaker. And this guy is very capable and skilled watchmaker. The wonders he does with the old watches, repairing them from the case to the movement, it's phenomenal work. Well, in one of his videos he assembled the homage watch that looked like Panerai PAM 111 type. So I decided to make one for myself. I ordered parts from the eBay, case, sandwich tobacco dial and the hands. Made a really good quality strap for it. Movement inside is hand-wound ETA Unitas 6497 that came out from the pocket watch. I had it serviced and assembled, and this is the final result. I wanted to keep it true and closer to the homage since the Panerai was placing these ETA Unitas movements in PAM 111 models. It's a nice watch and it sparked a desire for the real one. So that's the lineup for now. I already made reviews for majority of these watches and you can check them out on my watch channel and subscribe, of course. Some of these watches are forever pieces, other might make room for the new stories during the year. I'd love to hear from you which one of these you like the most, which one should go out, and of course, which one you think is missing from the box. Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you in the next one.